top to bottom, right to left, and just how it flows. Someone could have wonderful body parts, but put together, they don't flow as someone who has maybe lesser parts.
The athlete that's been receiving the most attention in the press is an English gentleman by the name of Dorian Yates. Dorian came in to the Olympia last year. It was his first Mr. Olympia, and he actually was able to beat Leigh Haney in one of the prejudging rounds, and as a result he came in second place as a final finish. Dorian's been able to add about 8 pounds of lean body mass in the past year. He's been sending pictures about every 6 weeks to the muscle and fitness offices back in Los Angeles. Can't neglect Lee Labrada, who was a second place finisher consecutively for a number of years. Came in fourth last year, was a little bit off his peak. I saw him just about 24 hours before the competition. He looks to be right on the money. He's the biggest and the fullest he's ever been. Has the best muscularity. About 295 pounds. He was 298 this morning at 295 pounds and 6'5". He will make everyone else look small by comparison, to say the least. We also have some excellent competitors in Francis Benfato, just to name a few.
We're here for a battle. It's going to be war. I got all my Helsinki fans here too. I'm back. Wait till you see.
I like to try to communicate posing to the audience. It's one of my fortes. I'm working one tonight, especially for each country that I go to. I like to kind of give them a little bit of Vince Taylor.
The gym was called Needham's Gym. I walked in there, and about 3 weeks into my membership at this gym, I met John Brown. Once I won my first contest, I knew that I had to make a decision because I was very good in football and I wanted to get a scholarship, and I was only going into my junior year and I couldn't walk away from football. So I had a lot of pressure on me from my family and friends and coaches to continue on with my football. That was my meal ticket to go to college, get a free education, and fulfill my dream as a 7-year-old kid to go on and hopefully one day become a professional football player. In 1985, I went on to Atlanta, Georgia. I won the Teenage Mr. America. That I became more and more interested. Fortunately for me, though, my senior year at Cal State Fullerton, my heart was in the sport of bodybuilding.
Okay. Now, hold. Hold. On the back shot.
The fast cars, that's me. The nice clothes, that's me. Getting the pats on the back, the more the merrier.
A couple of posters out there right now. When I was first started after winning Mr. Universe, I got together with Muscle... What's the name of the magazine? Robert Kennedy's magazine, with one of the photographers, Steve Douglas, and we did a few photos. And we ended up selling a couple of posters. I like it, I guess. Well, I guess it's some type of different way of presenting a poster where it's a shot off at the chin, and any guy wanting a shot of a girl that looks really good, so, you know, girls want a shot of a guy that looks really good.
The bodybuilder actually eats more correctly than does the average human being. We changed up the training this year somewhat in order to gain some more mass. You know, there's been a lot of emphasis on the more muscular physiques of late, and I've taken notice of this. So I've tried to emphasize using heavier weights this year in order to gain mass, and I've succeeded in putting on another 5 pounds of lean muscle and coming in harder than last year's.
feel more comfortable with my clothes on. Take them off when it's time for business. By dropping the water intake, I could maybe lose another 2 or 3 pounds if I have to by doing that.
Kevin, let's go, guys. Shoes on. And wear those socks. You don't have any shoes? Yeah.
Mentally, I've been prepared for as long as I can remember when I first started competing. It's a very hard sport, but it's only hard if you give up.
Terry, shoes on, please. Let's go. Let's go. We're going now, guys. Not lying. That's it. Let's go.
Okay, I don't know where Charlie. Big bicep.
Vous savez, chaque année, il y a des nouveaux athlètes qui arrivent, meilleure forme, meilleure qualité. Et je souhaite faire partie des 6 finalistes. Mais bon, je me suis battu jusqu'à maintenant, je ne vais pas baisser les bras.
When I started bodybuilding, it was something really, I felt, something really positive that I could put my energy into. Initially, I didn't start to with any aspirations of, competing or anything like that. It was just something to do, to put my energy into, which I felt was going to be positive rather than negative. Initially, I was interested in martial arts, all the Bruce Lee films and things like that. I got interested in that kind of thing. And I was doing karate, and then I started doing a little bit of weight training after I finished the karate, and I just felt, that was more for me, and it's doing pretty well.
You okay, Dorian?
Yeah, it's going well. Okay. Bodybuilding is getting more popular in England, but we don't get a lot of recognition, like in the States from the media and things like that. There's no coverage on TV and the newspapers and so on that don't really cover bodybuilding at least in a positive way. But it's definitely grown over the last 5 or 6 years. From a financial standpoint of view, I'm keeping my options open. Maybe I'll have to spend some time in the States or move there for some time. I really like it in the States, the weather and everything like that, and the gym facilities are great. But it's just that my roots are in England, so, I have to weigh up all the possibilities. And
you will be getting the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia bronze medal, the Sandow bronze medal, and a check for $30,000 to Lee Labrada. Second place received the silver Joe Weider Mr. Olympia medal, the silver Sandow medal, and a check for $50,000. And that goes to Kevin Lerone. Presenting the Sandow statue, significant, of the Mr. Olympia Award will be Joe Weider himself, to Dorian Yates. Joe Weider.
One more, Dorian. Get the legs. Relax a minute. Put a smile on it. There, good, great.
Woo!